Hello again YouTube, it's Jay here, and today we are going to be a tactical positioning and tactic map on the map Fjords. I hopefully pronounced that right because Cakes had a bit tit on with me because I couldn't pronounce it and he thought I was taking the piss, but I honestly didn't fucking know how to say it. Now, let's get started. Now, with this map, it's sort of urban with a farmland, you could say. We've got a nice little urban settlement over here where we spawn by one of the caps, and then it's a nice big open battlefield. Now, as suggested by one of my clan members, a better way to do it this time would be to every time suggest where a specific model of tank should go, I basically get a new one and do it again. Which, fair enough. So let's get started. Now we're going to use colour codes, of course, again, same as last time to make it simple. So lights are going to be blue, heavies are going to be red, SPGs, arty is going to be purple, mediums are going to be yellow, and TDs are going to be black. Easy as. So let's start off with the heavies, eh? Heavies. Let's start with the heavies. Let me just get me a little paintbrush out. Let me go a big line here. Oh, look at this. Look at this. Now, this map is a very good map. I love playing it. Very good to play, that's what you think. There's a couple of different routes heavies will take, depending on what style of heavy you've got. So, if we've got the likes of a E100, for instance, or E75, anything with monstrously good frontal armour, if you spawn at this base here, we want to go in, go down the road, turn down here, and go up to heavy corner. Okay, we'll take any route to get there, but that one, I don't know, that way will do perfectly fine. Now, what we want to do is, when we hit this corner, is we want to side scrape out, only exposing the side of our tank, but angled at nearly like a 90-degree angle, so when it hits, it's bouncing. At the other side, we want to do the exact same heavies, not all heavies, most heavies, we want to push up to the corner, and some TDs, but we'll go over the TDs in a sec. And you basically want to fisticup around this corner and see who wins. Now, when you win this corner, say for instance you win this corner with heavies on this side, you want to push through. Now, it's hard to say, depends where the tank's left. Now, if there's some tanks still left here, we want to go through the town. We don't want to take this route here because we are exposing ourselves quite heavily. What people tend to do is go around this corner, go down this little cut through here, so we're hidden, cut through town, and then stick out here and come out that side there. So you come down this little cutaway, go through these houses, stick out and get some arse shots on them. Now, bear in mind, some TDs, some heavies may still be left here, so watch yourself. But it does depend on where you want to go. But this is where heavies want to go. Heavies want to go here, and if they win this side, they want to push through the town. Watch out for any sort of attacks like TDs and artillery being there, and you want to push towards their cap, or go for kills, whichever way you want. When we win this side, we want to do the exact same thing, push through town. We want to go through here. We want to take down this route here. The reason why I say you drop down here is because if there's any tanks there, they'll be able to get any shots on you, otherwise you're going to expose your flanks there. If you go this way, you're hidden behind a big rock and down a hill, you can get around there easily, and arty has really got a good line of sight on you to get a good shot on you. Okay, now another place where heavies can go, but I'd only suggest a couple of heavies would go there, not that many, is go up around. I don't know where that went. Let's just get rid of that. That's a scruffy line. Go up here, push around to this corner. Now, when we reach these two rocks, it all depends on what tanks you're fighting. Now, on the opposite side, the team over here wants to do the exact same. We want to get some heavies in this field, create some form of defensive line there, but we also want heavies pushing up here. Now, in the event of it happening, if the line falls here, the tanks that have pushed up there need to fall back and pull back to this zone here. Otherwise, if you just keep pushing, the tanks that have, the heavies that have came from here, again, forming a defensive line, will just push up your ass and shoot you. Where at least if you pull back this way, if arty's still alive, if you've got arty in your game where you've got TDs, they're going to pull back. Arty's still going to be in that general position, and TDs are going to be in a line here to defend you. Or if you're in a fast enough tank, you can whiz around and come up their ass, but it's totally circumstantial. So they're the three major routes heavies can go. Now, I've seen some heavies camp in this little zone here, but that's for normally a different style of tank, which we'll go through in a sec. But you can go there, and you can go through down there. It just depends on where you are. Okay, so that is the heavy layout on Fjords, in my point of view. Now, let's go into the next tank. Okay, just pause the video, we're back now. Now, the next type of tanks we're going to do is lights, which are going to be symbolised by blue. So, when lights spawn in, depending on what type of light you're in, if you're going to be in a passive scout or an active scouts want to take the route. Hang on, my brushes are fat enough, there it is. The ones that, wrong colour James, wakey. Oh god, it's 1 o'clock in the morning, I should be doing this, but well, I'm addicted to it now. Sorry I haven't streamed today, by the way. I will stream tomorrow. I just want to do some videos. I'll talk to you after the video. It's waffling on again, James. So, light, the active scouts, which are the ones that are really nippy, want to push up here, come out of base, come down to this general area. Now, depending on what happens, mediums will tend to push down in this little zone here and cause problems for the heavies pushed up there and get some arse shots to them. So, if you are on a light, depending on where the tanks are, don't forget there's probably going to be a wall of heavies there in this general area. There's also going to be some heavies there. You literally want to go as fast as you can. What I'll probably suggest is you can either take this route here, where you go past this rock and go up that way and cut through. Now, your objective in an active scout on this map is to go down to this general area and get their arty. So you literally just want to scout that. And I know it looks like a penis. It's not meant to. And I will be drawing a line in a minute to go to there, so it's going to look like a retarded penis. I understand that, so don't point that out. I'm not being immature, I'm not meaning it. I literally just thought to draw 2 balls down there. Okay, if we're in a passive scout, which is a tank which is something like the AMX 3090, which is really quick, but it makes a great passive scout where you've got like binos and camouflage on it. There's a couple of routes we can go. So the first one, again, would be push up this line where the active scouts will go, and it'd sit in this bush here. There's a little bush there, which is quite big, which allows the light passive scouts to sit in it. Now, because you're a light, if you have got camo rating on as a perk, you don't lose any camo rate while moving. That's the benefit of lights. So you could camp in that general area, or some lights can push up to this area here and get in that corner there, right there, and get some spots on there on the heavies while their heavies are there laying down so far they can get some spots on them without getting hurt. Now, another route heavies can go, this is of heavies, lights can go, depending on what the enemy team does on this side of the map, is cut down here and rush through the centre here. The reason why is because sometimes only one TD covers there and they tend to panic when they see a light rush at them. Some of them don't keep calm and these quick find they miss, so you can get behind them and circle them in that general area. And then what you can do is you can go behind the tanks there, get some eye shots of them, or go to base and start the cap. Or, again, go to arty. Now, what you'll do if you spawned at this cap is the same, just on the opposite side. So if you're in a light, you want to come onto this area here, come to this general area. Now, the great thing about this side is you've got a lot of trees and bushes to get behind. So if you are a passive scout, you want to set up. Normally, don't forget that's where the heavies are going to be, so we don't want to go too far forward. Is get behind that rock there, get some side scraping out on it, or get in the bushes there is a really good position also. Now if you've got camouflage and binos, you're going to get some lovely spots there without them knowing. And bear in mind, if you are a passive scout and you do shoot, you lose near enough. What did someone say? A lot. So say if your camo rating was say 50%, you're going to drop it to about 10. You lose a lot of camo rating when you shoot. So don't shoot unless you're going to kill the tank or there's no other tanks around to engage. Okay? Another route, you would go then from that area if you were an active scout. So the active scout will go around here. These are the fast ones. Will do a similar job to what the other ones will do and run right through the middle, right towards their cap. But instead of going up there, which you can do, if you are in a fast tank, you can push around it. It's not advisable because they will see the fact you've pushed through there and start retreating to come back to get you. So I would advise that when you spawn at this base is to go here to this little island. Now, what tends to be camping on this little island is good old TDs and artillery. So you can get some nice cheeky spots in. Now, once you've cleared that vicinity, yeah, and sometimes arty may camp there, but you will spot them otherwise, is if you don't want to cap or there's not that many tanks left, another route you can go from this base when you've killed all the arty, yeah, is push through town and go up there, go up to the heavy corner and support your tanks there if there's any tanks there left, or go to there, depending if this tank's still there. Now, when the passive scout's done your job there, so once you've basically spotted everything and the tanks have cleared through, the passive scout from this area, which comes from this base, is you want to push round, hug the mountain, go straight round and jump straight in there. Artillery. Unless you've got an active scout in your game which has already done that for you, that's what you do. And on this game, if you were a passive scout, you then push from these tree lines that you were in and go straight towards the artillery zone. And I'm sorry about the mishmash of colours really, but yeah, that's it. Or light can go down this route also, the passive scouts, and there is a hill there and you can get some spots on them, but I really would recommend that, because as soon as your heavies lose that, you're goosed, because by the time you turn around and run away, them heavies and TDs are around that corner shooting you. So that is where I would suggest to go in a passive and active scout. If you do have any feedback, just post in the description below. Now, next time, let's do the SPGs. They're simple. So let's do SPGs, which are going to be represented by purple. Now, I've just had a brainstorm. I've just noticed that I haven't used paint for ages. I can use a nicer way of doing this than my god-awful shaky hands. So, SPGs is really, really simple. Let's put a purple one. SPGs want to attempt camp in this general area here. Yeah, looks good, doesn't it? Or this area here. Now, hang on, give me a sec, guys. Sorry about this. Peace out. Oh. Okay, I literally, I don't know why I did that. For God's sake, I tried. What the fuck is that? I'm gonna regret that. It's weird. Now, so weirdo, James. So when your artillery spun at this base here, we want to get on this little island here, because it's a great little island. There's only one way on, so you can't shotgun when the people do come on. Now, if you dare drown yourself, you're an absolute pussy. Fight like a man. Don't be a little big girl's blouse. So you want to situate yourself up here. Now, in the event that heavy corner is lost, send a couple of bonfires over. Oh, hopefully you've still got some scouts there or some tanks spotting for you. Now, as soon as you get spotted, pull back. There's a little ditch here. Wait there. Turn right. And then start looking and defending that area there. Okay? And that means if anyone comes over, don't forget, them active and passive scouts are going to come and get you. You can shock them as soon as they come round. Okay? Now, on the opposite side, it's quite simple. We either go in there or we go there. Anywhere, typically across there, is where RT likes to camp. Some RTs have been, I have seen some RTs put, I saw a GW E100, no, the tier 10 German RT. I've actually seen a couple of different types of tier RTs camp in that area there. I wouldn't suggest it though, because what happened was I was in my Leo, and as soon as I came up there and spotted them, I just shot them. I pushed up to the rocks there and shot them, killed them. Pointless. So I wouldn't go there. The positions you want to go on this side is there, in that area, and the positions you want to go over here is this area. Now, I think this way is better using the squiggly lines and circles. It's nice and neater. Now, the next, we've only got 2 left now. The next set is the mediums. My favourite type of tank. Let's refresh the map. Okay, so mediums are going to be represented by a yellow line. So let's do this. So when mediums spawn in this base here, they tend to push, wrong circle, wrong one, James, that's a circle, tend to push up this line here, then set up some sort of positioning here, right? And what happens then is, you hopefully should have some heavies and a scout there doing some spotting for you. As soon as this line's fell, you want to push through, and you instantly, push through, and engage tanks in this area, wherever they may be. So, in a good situation, people that this side tends to win instead of this side. Normally, I've seen when I've come on the side, I tend to lose. Is you push up there, go down there, push there, and then what happens is their mediums will be camping in this area, because they'll be able to get some cheeky shots into the arse of the tanks there, and some of the tanks there cause disruption and spot. As soon as this line here, as soon as you've taken out all threats in this general area, you want to then proceed to wherever the tanks are. So I'd always suggest, because you're in a medium, you haven't got armour, if there's still TDs left, or heavy tanks left, and you don't know where they are, come around this corner, hug the corner here, keep moving down into this road, check the artillery areas over here to see if Artie's still alive. If not, proceed down here. Now, normally, this is kind of a long-winded route, but it does pay off, because I tend to do in my FV and Leo, because tanks which were once in this general area, as soon as they realise that they've lost this side here, they will start to come back, come up this little hill here, and go out of there, and then you've got arse shots in them. And then you want to proceed down to the cap, and cap. As easy as that. Now, vice versa, if you spawned in at the enemy team, what you want to do is you want to follow the same line up here, but you then want to go down. You then want to go from that line down to this general area inside the circle, purely because you can get spots on vehicles there, and get some arse shots and heavies, and potentially, I haven't been there for ages because I hardly spawn that side of the map in my mediums, is you hopefully may have some shots down this general area here, and then you can drop down, pull up there, and stuff like that. So, in the event of all tanks getting taken out in this area here, also a good position for mediums is to get there and join the heavies in the defensive line, and because you're so nimble in most mediums, you can watch up there and watch down there and just disrupt the tanks. Now, in the event of all tanks being taken out there and there, you then want to proceed down here if you are in this position, and if there's a tank there, of course, engage the tank there, pull up the hill and go right up to the backside of the heavies, or chase them down, or wherever they may have gone, chase them down. Another way a medium could go is you can go down here, get on this corner, get some cheeky shots into this general area. Now, it's risky, but it has paid off. I've seen people on replays do, and I've seen in actual multiplayer games I'm in do it, is then push around this corner. It's very risky. Get into the river. Now, that is an extremely risky maneuver, purely because TDs love this area. But because you will literally rush around that corner and turn in, they'll be like, shit, what was that? And then they'll try and chase you. And the heavies and the lights and other mediums which are pushing down here will then get side shots on them. And if your team's doing well, and there's got to be tanks here, you need to make sure there's tanks there. When there's tanks there, when you're on that river, you're attracting tanks to come out of cover to have a shot at you, and while they're laying into them. So like that, do you understand? Now, another tactic on this map here, when you're spawning this side of mediums, is to push up here and do the exact same as you would in a heavy and set up a defensive perimeter there. And then, as soon as the line falls, if there's any tanks left up here, you want to push up to that general area. And if there's any tanks down there, you want to push down to that general area. Easy as that. And then once you're done, you want to proceed to base, or proceed to wherever the tanks are. Check the RT positions. So, at last, when all them tanks are taken out, if you did go in the river way or go that way, you want to pull down to their base. Now or come out to the river, cut through the town. Don't take that road because you're too exposed. Cut through the town because there may be TDs and RT still there, and then go and get their RT if the lights haven't done so already. And another way to do it, if you came from here, is because this hill goes downwards, is you can race down that hill, turn into town, and take a similar route. So that is my suggested route for medium tanks. Now, let's get on to the final TDs, which are going to be represented in black. So, let's get a new map. Well, good old TDs on this map. Well, there's tons of positions we could choose. I'm just going to circle a couple I like. Now, you heard me in the past couple of where I tell you to go with other tanks, where TDs like to camp, is here. Make that thicker so it stands out a little bit more. To go here. The reason why? Because as soon as the heavies and mediums win this side here, they will then push themselves out, expose themselves there, giving the TDs on this ridge enough angle to get a shot on them. So that's a good place where TDs like to camp. And also in this area here, TDs like to camp again, like I mentioned previously, because if any tanks try and push down that centre, a TD should be there to react. Another way a TD could do in this area is some of them look up behind them, dictating if that side's losing. And of course, a TD is going to be required to look that way. Now, on the opposite side, in most big tier games, TDs like that spawn in this base to go to heavy corner and get in this general area. Area here, because they can go hold down. Most TDs hold down are ridiculous. Besides most British, or mainly all British, because they've got that stupid command calculator. Then you can distract the enemy by getting lots of potential damage and getting shots in. As easy as that. Now, another position where TDs like to go on this side is they like to push up here, pull up here, and literally just go defensive there. Literally defend that area. There's a rock there and a couple of houses there which you'd like to hide behind and get some cheeky shots on either flank. Some TDs do, depending on if this corner's getting beat or not, is camp in this general area here. Purely because if you push down that corner, then you're going to get a big TD shooting your side. And that forces you to then basically drive away and go back to base, or if you're ballsy enough to push them, but mostly pull back to your base. Now, some TDs on this side, I've done MSU 1, 2, 2, 4, 4, go up there and then allow you to get some shots in down there, but it's all down to what tanks are there. If there's plenty of tanks there, then they'll waste a TD in that position, put a TD in that position or in that position. Best TDs best suited for this position are the likes of the Bolt 6, the rotatable German tanks, because they've got no armour. They've got most of them besides the Uesfull trigger. I've got really good camo rating. That's a great area to go. Or British tanks because they have a big massive weak spot on top. British tanks also do very well here because they mostly rush around that corner and don't have time to aim for your command capula. British tanks in this general area, no, purely because you've got a massive command capula, you will fail. Now, on this side, TDs can push up this area, but I'd ignore that. TDs, if that's spawning the side, push up that area, it doesn't really work well. Honestly, it doesn't. Oh, sorry about that, it really doesn't work well. And I think that is it for positioning of vehicles. Now, I think I've covered everything. There's only one thing I've just realised I forgot to mention, is when you push up to this corner here, I've just realised then, I've done it in my Jiggy Tiggy, and I'm sure it's in one of my replays I'll be uploading soon, is there is a hold down position there where any tank that has a lower gaseous, which is massive like a Jiggy Tiggy, can camp there very well. Now the only thing is your angle of fire is quite slim. You've only got a shot pretty much straight. There's no shot in that corner. But that's a good place where heavies can go also in that little cutout there, or TDs. I'm sorry I just mentioned that then, I totally forgot about it. TDs can push up to this general area here, but they like to camp here purely because if they lose that side, they can cover both angles. So yeah, now these are purely my best positions. This is where I've only done about, I think I've only done 7k games, so I'm still quite a novice at tanks. I don't really know everything about every map. These are the most common maps I play and observe. I tend to observe the players and see how they go, so I can sort of use the tactics in the future. So I think it was better the way I used the second line. It's a lot more neater, isn't it? It's a lot more niche. So yeah, guys, thanks again for watching these videos, and thanks again for the feedback on my past 4 tank videos. I've looking into the audio problem. By the looks of it, the audio problem when it goes like crackling and stuff like that, it's down to the rendering process. Now, I've only just realised that because I've only just looked into it that much. I'm going to look into the rendering of my audio, and I think what it does is this is recording a high bit rate, so when it goes into rendering, it's rendering it down to a low bit rate, so some parts are crackling. But yeah, thanks for watching the video, guys. Always love a like, always love a comment, good or bad. Just let me know if you do like these videos. Let me know what map you want next, and I'll try my best to do it. And the same again with my tank reviews. The playlist will be in the description. Check out all my tank videos, let me know. Check out the stream JAdley1 at Twitch. But most importantly, sign up to thefantasyclan.com and join the fanciest gaming community out there. The minimum requirements, all you need is a microphone preferably, or if you're going to get a microphone in the future, then great. And you can understand and speak somewhat English. Don't worry if you can't understand me, it's not hard to understand me. So guys, this is Jay, signing out. Happy tanking, and I will see you next time.
It's you.